What's up, everybody? This is CJ Johnson. I'm your host of Stay Fresh, presented to you by Fresh Clean Teas. And I am here with some of the finest gentlemen that I know. Right here we have Grahm, we've got Brett, we've got John. Introduce yourself, fellas.
What's up, everybody? I am Grahm. I'm a hairstylist here in Los Angeles and moonlight as a model. CJ Johnson.
Oh, damn. I'm just an entrepreneur, everyone.
Everybody, my name's Brett. I have social media account, Silver Fox Collective, guys over 50 for style and fashion, exercise tips, and I'm happy to be here with these guys too. Thanks for having me, CJ.
Hey, thanks for having me.
What's up, everybody? I'm John. I am a content creator and an influencer here in Los Angeles.
Ooh, boom. There we go, everybody. Hope you're ready for this, because what you're about to see and hear is some of the best goddamn advice you're ever going to hear and see in your life. All right, let's get started. About different topics. Nothing's out of bounds. Nothing's off limits. We're just gonna get into it. Unfiltered.
Let's go.
Unedited. Something like that. So first off, I want to start with you, Grahm. Grahm, you are a hairstylist and you do so many dope looks for so many amazing A-list celebrities, to entrepreneurs, to content creators, and then you're also, a fine-looking gentleman in front of the camera, if I may say so myself. So, what would you say is the number one styling tip overall for anybody that's trying to, look their best? What would you say?
Styling is in hair, styling is in fashion.
You know what? All of the above.
All the levels right there.
And this goes for all of us.
I guess an easy way to answer that is you want to feel comfortable.
Okay.
When I work with my clients, I always want them to feel comfortable. You put them in an uncomfortable situation, whether it be hairstyling or clothes or something, they're not going to look comfortable. It's going to be weird. It's going to show if you're on a red carpet, it's going to show, magazine, it's going to show, and you just want everybody to look comfortable and feel comfortable, with who they are on the inside. I mean, my job, I really focus on making someone feel and look as beautiful as they can inside and out, and I try to do that with every client every time. That's always the goal for me.
Oh, wow. Damn dope. So, I mean, and again, both of you guys dress really, really well. You're both known as men's fashion influencers. I know for me, same thing. My number one styling tip is be comfortable.
Right.
I like to wear clothes that fit really well, that make me feel empowered. Anything that makes me feel kind of goofy or lazy or lackadaisical, I don't go out of the house dressed that way. I always want to make sure that I'm put together. That's just my own vibe as far as my styling is concerned. What about you guys?
I think the comfortability factor, like you guys said, is very important. But for me, it's less is more.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Keep it simple, stupid, right? And so when you try to put on all this stuff and you kind of looking crazy, it doesn't look right. It doesn't come off right. You don't look like yourself, right?
Totally.
So for me, less is more. Me, I like to wear a black tee, same thing that I have on right now.
Yeah.
And it looks perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Less is more.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, I'm all about being a minimalist.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, I agree with all of you, of course. I mean, less is more, keeping it simple, feeling comfortable.
Right.
I'm in a different kind of a genre than the three of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably the oldest one here. So
okay.
But what I do with content, because of my age group, is trying to attract those guys who are in the 50 plus.
Classic flavor.
Yeah,
okay.
Classic, but
so
not
more like the dapper man,
right?
Yeah.
But not. I wouldn't consider myself dapper.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think I have one particular style.
Okay.
I mean, I
agree with
what
that.
everyone else does is feel comfortable, but I also don't want. I don't want it to come off like I'm trying, right? Because you see an older guy who's trying, it's not attractive. And then you see
what's an example of a guy trying? When you see a guy trying too hard, style wise, what's a top do not? When you see a guy dress and you're like, please don't do that.
Too many name brands.
Yeah.
When you see too many name brands, you're trying too hard.
You bring me like a
doesn't look good.
Like a Supreme, Nike, Adidas, just a bunch of logos.
Yeah, just a bunch of logos. I just don't think it looks good. I think all that kind of stuff is good to filter in and out. Have some cool pieces that you like from each brand, whatever the brand is. When it comes to jewelry and stuff, for me especially, I just like some cool pieces here and there. And I pick up things when I find them. But knowing how to style that is the next step, and that's a big. A lot of people don't know how to style. They just want to. they're dressed head to toe in like
Right.
labels. They're like, I'm cool, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, I mean,
Got you.
you're a little trying too hard.
I
for
got you.
me
I got you on
personally.
that. I got you on that.
I think my number one pet peeve when it comes to fashion is like suspenders and a belt.
Oh,
I've seen it so many times.
Really?
Yeah, like they do the same thing. They're
Okay.
meant to do the same thing.
That's
I think
terrible.
I
They
did
both are
that
meant to
back in
hold
the
up your
day.
pants.
Yeah.
You don't need
They're
a
meant to
double.
do the same
You
thing.
don't need double action. It doesn't look good. It looks like you're trying too hard. I
Right,
get it,
right.
but you're trying too hard with that.
That is trying too hard. How do you feel?
Well, I'll go back to what I was saying earlier. Is that because the content I'm trying to create is to show men my age that you can still look good,
Yeah.
but not try too hard to look young.
Right.
So a pet peeve and a thing that I've said not to do for guys my age is do not
Yeah.
pin roll your pants.
Ooh,
Do not.
I
Really?
thought you were gonna say skinny jeans.
Well, that too. But no. Certain
okay,
guys,
hold on.
I thought you were
certain
gonna
older
say-
guys,
okay,
certain
okay.
older guys.
I thought you were gonna
No,
say-
skinny. I would agree with you. Don't
No-
do skinny jeans
no
either,
skinny jeans.
even if you're in shape.
Yeah.
because it's
Super
still,
skinny.
It's still
Super skinny. I like slim fits.
Well, that's different than
That's
skinny,
not skinny though.
right? So
Okay, so we're talking about like
yeah.
Stretchy, skinny.
Stretchy
Okay.
skinny. It's got to
it's
still fit
tight.
well.
It's tight on the body.
Yeah, and you're trying too hard.
Like a
And as
pin.
well, I think older guys wearing biker stuff, leather stuff.
Really?
No leather jackets?
Branded.
When
Not-
do you
not-
age, when
no,
do you
no,
when
no.
do you age out of that?
No, not. I'm not saying leather jackets. 'Cause I have a leather jacket, but I'm saying like a legit biker style, double-breasted, like you're riding a motorcycle. Wear it around the street. If you're
yeah,
riding a
yeah,
motorcycle,
yeah,
that's fine. If you're riding a
Yeah.
bike, that's fine. If you're walking around the street, you're wearing a biker jacket
Yeah.
and a band T-shirt
Yeah.
like from a band, and you got skinny jeans on. To me, that's just you're trying too hard.
Really?
In my opinion, if you're a guy that's 50 and you're losing your hair and you're gray and you got a belly, don't do that.
Wait, so go
It
back
doesn't-
to
doesn't
the
flatter you.
go
Doesn't
back to
flatter
the roll in the pants. So
Yeah.
would you rather have the pants hemmed?
Hemmed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hemmed at the ankle, tapered, but don't pin roll it.
So-
Pin roll it's for no offense. I'm not
Yeah.
knocking any young
yeah,
people or
yeah,
millennials,
yeah.
but it just has a different feel and look on younger people. Right?
So-
I did that when I was in high school.
So I mean, but I
a long time
figure
ago.
that there's also a group of people that do that for like
Yeah.
cost and time purposes.
Yeah, but
Versus like whenever I know that I have to get something hemmed, I'm always like, that's like an extra thing to do on my to-do list versus the tuck. Not saying that it looks better because it doesn't, but I'm just saying.
But that goes back to like going the extra mile, you know? Like I do a lot of like stuff from like finds from vintage stores and stuff.
Uh-huh.
I'll find like cool pants that are like way too big for me. I'll go get them hemmed the inside, the
Okay.
length and everything. And it just like now they're like my favorite pants because they fit well for one, and for two, like I haven't seen them. No one wears them.
Right.
Like I'm not as a one of one, you know.
I
in
see.
my eyes, you know,
Right.
I don't really see people walking around. So I think it goes into personal style, you know.
Okay.
Like, it's just going the extra step to like
So,
get something custom
well,
for yourself.
What do you feel? I mean, because again, you guys know style really well. What about like the average Joe? 9 to 5, but he wants to look like you guys. Like, what's a good tip for him?
Just staple pieces I think you need as a man.
What are staple
Yeah.
pieces for you?
A leather jacket for
Okay.
sure. A nice
Leather jacket.
I'm not knocking leather jackets.
I think a blazer.
Okay.
You can go from like daytime to nighttime really easy. If you had a dinner, you can just throw it on.
Yeah.
Or had an event to go to. I think there's some certain
Okay.
things like that.
No, I agree because staple pieces then essential pieces, right?
Right.
We forget about the essential pieces that actually matter, like the t-shirts,
Absolutely.
black jeans. You know what
Yes,
I'm saying? And I
yes.
love the leather jacket and everything like that,
Yes.
but you can't wear it all the time.
I agree with that.
That is something that's going to be your statement piece.
I agree
Your
with
essential pieces, you can get like a pack of 4 shirts and you can wear those. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, those essential pieces.
I'm a big jacket guy, so I think a leather jacket, definitely something like this. T-shirts, I agree with you. Jeans, I really try not to do as many blue jeans, and actually like what you're saying, like charcoal black, any gray. But I try to stay away from like I don't do khakis as much as I used to, so I try to stay away from tan pants. But I'm a dark
I
color
haven't owned a
guy.
pair of khakis in. But I think a man also needs a nice pair of boots.
I agree
Whatever
with
the
that.
boot is,
I agree with
because
that.
they're different in every circle that is out there, older, younger, all that stuff, you know. But I
agree.
think a man doesn't need.
Would you
nice
consider
boots.
that a essential piece or a statement piece as far as the boot is concerned?
I mean, I think
Good
everybody needs one, so
Yeah.
I would think it's essential,
For
you
sure.
know.
It is essential.
But like, depending on, I guess, what kind of boot you get
And what
might
it
be
looks
more
like.
staple.
Right,
yeah,
right. It could be a yellow boot, and that's a staple piece
Totally.
instead of like a black Doc Marten.
100%.
Absolutely. Well, we talk a lot about how style and how we style ourselves like empowers us and makes us feel good. And we talked a little about, the don'ts. What would you say is the number one tip that you can offer anybody, any walk of life, for them to feel empowered to take that next step to find success?
In fashion, or it's just
In general. In life. I think because for me fashion. So for me it's as simple as feeling good and looking good. If I look good, I feel good,
Yeah,
and that you feel me. So that the energy is up. My energy is up. If my energy is up, I'm going out there and I'm firing on all cylinders. So I feel like it all ties it together. But if I were to give anybody like the number one tip advice I would give, it's understand that you're going to fail. I think in life, we talk about success so much, we leave out the failure part. So a lot of people think that there's shortcuts, there's hacks, but you have to fail in order to get to the next level.
Totally.
So that would
That's
be
a huge one.
Yeah.
You gotta get comfortable with failing.
You have to get comfortable with failing.
We hear no all the time.
All the time.
I would hear no all the time, but like when you hear no, but you have like 10 options out there, and you hear one no, and you might hear 9 yeses or whatever. It's just that no doesn't matter after a while. But that also comes with creating content or hairstyling. You're constantly putting it out there. Like we were just talking earlier. Like I don't work for anybody. And it's up to me to go out every single day and push, whether it's whatever I'm pushing for, however many emails I got to send out. It's like you send out 15 emails, you might get one response with good news.
Yeah.
And for me, that's a win. I got to see it as a win, So it's kind of how you want to see it,
Right.
If you want to see the yes and the no's as being bad or good,
Yeah, to your point, that's a good point, Graham.
Yeah.
I think that in general as well, for that to be something that everyone should know is just, you have to keep going for it and keep trying it and trying it. Like I said, 15, 20, 100 emails, 1,000 no's, but once you get that one yes, that could be the difference.
Right.
And just to understand that it's a building block. Every time you get a no and you keep doing the same thing and trying harder and trying harder, it's going to eventually get you to the top where you didn't expect it to be. It's like riding a bike. Eventually you try, you fall, and you get it, and then you never forget how to do it.
I agree with you on that.
So I
100%.
think to that point that makes a lot of sense.
I just think too, like, doing what we do, you have to have some sort of like crazy vision.
Right.
It's just different from other people. Like you have to just see through everything and know that your goal is going to happen no matter what. If it happens,
how did you get there? Well, how do you get there? How does I get that question a bit of how do you find the vision? Like, what is a good tip to finding the vision?
finding the vision of what your career.
Career and in life. I mean, I know you all well enough to know that you have a vision in mind for your career and your lifestyle, and it intertwines. That's just sort of what we do. But what would you say?
I'm going to go back to the last question that you had and kind of cycles both. But fear is like the number one thing that will derail anything. Right. So. We continue to compare ourselves, like compare myself to you, see how far you've come. I never know what you've dealt with ever, right? But I think what happens is they put their toe in the water and they don't just jump in. Just jump in and just figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And on the way you will figure it out. But I think just kind of being able to face your fears and push through it. Yeah, I'm telling you, on the opposite end of fear is your greatest accomplishment. So
interesting.
Yeah,
I totally agree with that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Get out there.
Yeah,
and this has been a pretty wild year. 2020 is definitely, for me, it's been a very transformative year, very challenging year. I think it's like a true test to anybody that's watching, anybody that's here, how resilient and how strong you are to keep it moving, right?
Definitely pick some people apart.
For sure. Yeah, you're not lying.
Who's the people that are like, I'm gonna party and stuff and just do whatever because I don't have a job or I don't have a lot of things happening. And then a lot of us are like, all right, opportunities right here. It's now. It's what I've been preparing for the last year, 2 years, 3 years. Like now I have chance to like make that product or go for that client or go, you know, and it's two types of people, you know.
Right.
It's half glass, half empty types.
What would you say was the number one motivating factor for you to get after it this year?
Because if I don't do it, no one's going to hand it to me.
That's true.
Plain and simple. Like I don't have anybody I work for that's like, you know, 2 more years and you'll be in my position when I retire. It's like if I don't wake up every day motivated to go after it as hard as I did last day, then it's never going to happen. But what people don't get too is like, the more you go after it and you start putting it out there, like I am this person. Like before anyone else sees it, then when people start seeing you on that journey, they start just like helping you out.
That's true.
It's when you're not doing anything and you're asking all these people for help, no one wants to help you. But the minute you say, I don't need your help, I'm gonna do it without you, with or without you, and you start doing it, people are like, oh, I want to help you out. Hey, I have this client, you want to work with them? Or hey, I have this like video you want to collab on? It's like until you start making it, those wheels in motion, it's weird. It's weird how people are like that, you know?
But you have to do it.
But
you have to get the momentum going. For me this year, I mean, before the pandemic,
I mean, this year in general,
To be honest with you, when the pandemic hit, I was like, you'll never have a moment ever in our lifetime that is going to be like this.
I agree with you.
You feel what I'm saying?
For sure.
Work on personal growth, and also this is the moment to work on anything, like you said, that you have, and just go for it. There's no reason, there's no excuse. You have the time now, right?
Yeah, because we were talking earlier, and you were like, you already knew what that vision was for yourself. So you're like, okay, now I have the opportunity to go seize the moment.
The pandemic didn't stop the vision.
Interesting.
Right? It helped the vision.
It like
it gave me the time to do it.
Right.
You don't want to squander the time.
Interesting.
Exactly.
And do you both feel that way for you guys this year?
Yeah, because you had a chance to sit there and be like, all right, this is it. It's clear. I don't have a bunch of people calling me, pulling me left and right. I finally have a time where like no one's calling, no one's tapping. So now I can like
sitting home,
not going out. You can refine your vision. You can check in with yourself. You get to actually like see what's happening with yourself, and you know, making sure you're still on the same path you were a while ago. You know.
What about you? You feel the same way?
Well, yes and no.
I'm sure you had a different journey.
I did. I had ideas of things, right? And then I said, you know, the pandemic hit, we were all shut down, and we had plenty of time. And to be honest with you, I squandered some of that time. Okay. But not for reasons because I didn't want to do something different. Something else fell in my lap, so I ran with that.
I see.
So I just pivoted.
You know,
but
the
I
year
still
of the pivot.
But honestly, but I still look back and go, you know, I mean, I did squander some time. I could have made a lot better use of that. Right. You know, and done what I had thought I wanted to do.
I don't think you wasted anything.
I'm not wasting, but you know,
that might be you being hard on yourself.
I agree with you.
And I'm always going to do that, just like all of us. We're always going to beat ourselves up a little bit. I mean, it's natural.
Oh, absolutely. Dang, man, I feel like we can just keep going on and on and on. Is there any topics that you guys want to address while you have the moment and the platform?
Actually, well, I want to ask these guys questions. Can I?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean, I just met you. I mean, I've known you for a little while, so I kind of know what makes you tick. But you know, let me start with you. I mean, for this kind of thing for me is about, obviously we're all here to make connections, but the social media part of all social media for me is to be social. Okay. Right? To meet new people, like I met you, now I meet you guys, so now we're all friends. But like my interest is what got you started, and how did you decide, okay, I want to do this? Was it something that you saw, someone else that you were trying to say, hey, I could do it better than them? What was it? So that's what I want to know about you. So I want to know you a little bit more, how that works, and then I want to know how yours works.
So how my stuff went down is I had a brand when I moved out here with a best friend. We had a clothing brand, never knew how to market it, and we didn't have money to market it. So I was like, maybe I'll just sell all my Jordans and buy suits. I don't know if you guys remember the trendy time where it was like dapper. Everybody was wearing suits. The guys cared about what they wore. This was like the first time ever. And so we sold bow ties, and pocket squares. And I'm like, you know what? Let me sell all my Jordans, buy suits and all stuff like that. Bought a camera, and I started shooting myself. We talked about, you know, putting the tripod up and stuff like that.
You went all in.
I went all in, but it wasn't like, this was like 2014. So it wasn't like there was no influencer.
Right. No, not at all. No.
So blogging.
Smart.
Then got over to Instagram in 2015. Kept doing it, and then like 2017, I met Justin. Shout out to Justin. I met Justin, and it literally just us together. It's like him and I together, like Kobe Shaq. right?
Gotcha.
His photos, my fashion, it just elevated both of our games, even my game.
Okay.
And I am here today.
But you ended up changing up the style a little bit though. If you're talking about,
I started with just
with
suits.
Dapper, and now you're like,
and that I love suits. Don't get me wrong, but like. Again, I like to be comfortable. And comfortable is more of that streetwear mixed in.
So how did you know? Because so it sounds like you were really into sneakers.
Yeah.
So you're already into street style.
Right.
And then you made a conscious decision to go business.
Right.
And then
that's what we were. That was the brand.
Yeah.
And that's what we were.
So what made you go back to street style was like you going back.
I felt like
to your roots.
Comfortability first of all, and then also I felt that like. The suit game, the dapperness, that trendy phase was kind of like over.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? It became where like we're wearing like blazers and our like streetwear tees underneath. You know what I'm saying? Like what are you wearing? Like, That is what I transformed into. Yeah. And then I completely started doing streetwear. But then I'll put a suit on every now and again just to kind of mix it up in the feed. But yeah, well, I still love my suit.
So like as far as like a work schedule is concerned, like. You know, what is a tip? Because I get asked this question so much. So now that I have people here to ask that, like, what is a typical work day for you?
Dude, wake up in the morning, emails. Emails coming from New York. People up early over there. We're 3 hours behind, so just answering emails, and then might hit Justin up every once a week, twice a week, once every 2 weeks, and we'll shoot about 3, 4, 5 looks.
Oh wow!
That'll carry me through a week.
Okay.
Yeah, and just doing YouTube videos and stuff like that. Just planning. It's all planning because you have to, just like you said, if you don't work, you don't get paid. So
it's all about strategy.
You got to continue to strategize. You got to continue to like put the plan out there and just execute.
Yeah. And what about you?
What's your story?
Planning is massive. You have to plan, especially during the pandemic, because you don't have anybody knocking on the doors, and you're like, all right, I have Monday through Sunday. What am I going to do? I need to figure out what I'm going to do. I mean, for a lot of reasons, so you can keep your business going, but also for mental. I mean, we're all creatives here, so like if we can't create, we it's not right upstairs, you know. I know for me, I lasted like 4 days, maybe 3, watching Netflix. The first, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not a TV person anyways, because I just really do stuff. And after a couple of days, I'm like, man, I can't do this anymore. I got to figure out like whatever it's gonna be, you know, like. So just something you look forward to every day. But I mean, wake up every day for me. Every day is different, which I love what I do. I do like in salon hairstyling and cutting and stuff, and I do like set work and stuff, and I travel for a couple brands that I work with and do teaching and stuff like that. So like, every day is crazy different, but I love that.
Right.
Like I love that for me. Like,
so, because I know the story, but I mean they don't. But like, where does the modeling fit into this for you?
Oh,
look at him, man. Come on.
I mean, where modeling doesn't really fit in anymore, to be honest.
Okay.
Like to be 100, like I only do modeling when it's.
So you're already you've hit that level where now you've stepped into the zone of this is definitively what I wanted to do from jump.
What really turned the corner for me, I was doing some modeling when I've been out here for about 6 years, and when I first came out here, I was doing modeling, and it really helped me meet people. I was meeting photographers, I was meeting other models, I was seeing other locations of the city. I was kind of like experiencing a lot of stuff through modeling, so I just kept doing it. I kept meeting more people.
Oh wow.
And I was doing hairstyling, but I had to assist, and I was a pretty young hairstylist. And then I just kept doing that over and over again, and then it kind of hit a point where I was like booking a lot of jobs modeling, I was doing some hair stuff, and I really just had to have a serious conversation with myself, like, what do I want to do? And I was like, hairstyling for me has more longevity.
Got it.
And there's more consistency with hairstyling for me. And I mean, I always knew that I would just build them both up, and then eventually one would show out more. And for me, hairstyling just showed out more. And I went to London and I was modeling over there for like 3 months, and it was awesome. It was great, and it gave me time. It took me out of the city. It gave me time to clear my head and be like, all right, what am I going to do? And then by the time I came back here about 3 years ago, I was like, that's it. And I just like was pinpoint focused.
That's amazing.
And I mean, I still do modeling here every once in a while when my friends call me up and bring me on board. I love it. I love being in front of the camera just as much as I love being behind the camera. I feel like I don't know. I just love shooting and stuff. But that's kind of the route it took for me, especially. I just went more into hair.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you know, first of all, I appreciate you guys so much.
What about your journey?
What about my journey?
What about your journey?
You don't want to hear about my journey. My journey is very boring.
Give us a quick.
There was a lot of failure and a lot of success.
Congratulations.
And now here I am.
Yeah.
With 2020, my highlight of my year. I get to be with you guys, some amazing folks, successful folks, doing so many great things, sharing so many awesome tips and insights and special stories with everyone, and I appreciate that. I'm going to wrap this up by doing one thing. I'm going to ask one question, and that question is. What is, I mean, it's obviously going to be all. No, it's not going to be that. What's the number one thing that you do to stay fresh? And this is the cool factor. So now you're going to have to talk about that secret sauce of what you think makes you cool. Silver Fox.
Man. I exercise like crazy, so I think
Fitness.
Yeah, that keeps me fresh. I think that's that's been my thing since I was 15 years old. So I've always been athletic. So I think for me that's what.
It makes sense because you need to hide the guns the next time we do this.
For me, it's grooming.
Ooh.
Right? Keep the beard trimmed, keep a haircut. What's crazy is like I gotta feel good to perform good, right? So like before I shoot in the morning, we shoot early in the morning.
Yeah.
Before I shoot, I take a shower. I put cologne on.
Yeah.
Like I'm going somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm going on a date because I gotta feel good. So when I get in that moment, it just all works come together.
Oh, wow.
But grooming is my number one. Sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a must. I like to do like 2 showers a day.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Okay.
First thing I wake up and before I go to bed.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Just because you have to, no matter what I'm doing.
Yeah.
If I'm going
Yeah.
to see the chiropractor or going to see a client, I want to feel good.
Well, what's your cool factor? What's your?
Cool factor? I don't know, man.
To stay fresh.
I think to stay fresh in general, it starts from here for me.
Okay.
I got to keep my mind on a level playing field.
Yeah.
Meditation, taking time for myself, all that kind of
Self-awareness.
stuff. It starts from the top for me. So if I'm keeping everything cool and mindful up here, everything else I put out is going to be follow suit.
Wow. I love that, dude. Yeah.
You had me at chiropractor.
Yeah.
I like that you said that's part of your thing that keeps you fresh. You got to be fresh
You
to
have
go there.
to,
Right?
yeah.
Thank you.
You got to take care of your body. You got to take care of your body. I like that. Take care of your body. And I really like that you said grooming because as a man, I feel like that is so important, and we need all of the dudes need to be well groomed. You know what I'm saying?
You got to take care of yourself.
Definitely.
For real.
You only get one.
That's right.
Your whole life, you only get one, so you got to take care of it.
I like
Skin,
that.
hair, nails, everything.
Yeah. You
have to.
You ain't lying.
That's right.
So everybody.
What do you do?
What do you mean? What do I
Stay
do?
fresh.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna.
Cool
You
factor.
just keep.
Yeah.
Listen,
I was gonna say that in the outro. No. You know what? You know what keeps me fresh is confidence. That for me is the CJ Johnson factor. I want my friends, my family, my tribe, anybody that does anything with me to feel empowered. Period.
Yeah.
I hope that rubs off on anybody that I encounter, even if it goes up against who I am as a person. Somebody just feels a little bit lifted. And I think energy is very, very important. I think everything that you guys just said is so critical, and we need to be talking about this even more as human beings. Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or whatever, but we need to be talking about how we take care of ourselves, how we take care of each other. So when I think confidence, I don't mean arrogance. I don't mean boasting. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about got self-awareness, taking care of my mind, I'm taking care of my body, I'm doing the extra bit to feel good and to enjoy life, enjoy the small moments and to create big moments based on the energy that I put out there. Right. So that's what I'm all about.
Well, and it shows.
It does? I appreciate you.
It's all over.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Am I glowing? Am I glowing, everyone? Am I glowing? Now, you know what? I really appreciate this conversation. Thank you so much for so much insight. Everybody, that's going to be a wrap for the Stay Fresh campaign. Just so you guys know, Fresh Clean Tees, 30% off Black Friday special is coming. We're all wearing some Fresh Clean Tees, and we're looking good, as you can see. And so we appreciate you so much. Thank you, guys.
Peace, guys.